Well, good afternoon, friends. Here we are with a well-talented musician from the Valley. She's also a music teacher. It's Mary Powell, and we're going to talk to her about ADHD and what it's like having ADHD. So getting to know these people is what it's all about. So Mary, tell us your experience of having ADHD.
Well, as a child, I felt very rejected and very alone, and it was very frustrating because most things I tried to do I was unsuccessful at. And so it led to a lot of feelings of rejection and pain and painful memories, and also bad experiences socially speaking, because for me it was very difficult to have friends and to have friends that would stick with you no matter what. And so as I got older, I got better at learning how to deal with my feelings of rejection, learning how to deal with friends who were not very kind, and learning how to choose better friends. It taught me how to be more organized as I got older, because as a child I was very disorganized. And so there's a lot of pluses on the side of being ADHD, and that's that I have more hobbies than the average person. I have more talents than the average person because I work at all these diversified things, and I never went into just one thing because I found it was boring. And so
I could definitely relate to that one.
yeah.
You know, I get really good at something, and then I get really bored with it, and I move on to the next thing. So, and there's pluses and minuses with that, isn't there?
Right.
So what was it like for the teachers? What were the teachers like? Were they positive or negative?
Some were positive and some were negative. My third grade teacher typically would send me to the principal's office because I was out of my seat and I was talking to somebody. And, well, it was easy because she'd walk out of the room, so it was free for all.
Well, you'd think you'd be able to handle a third grader.
Yeah.
My goodness, you wouldn't really need to send him to the principal's office.
Well, I was being sent to the principal's office every day. And
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so it created a very negative feeling about school from the beginning.
Oh.
And so it took me years of being out of school, after years of being out of school, to realize it wasn't stupid like I thought I was.
Right.
Because school does, it just constantly give you negative feedback. Because ADHD people are not good listeners as children. But I was normal in that sense. And then as I got older, I got better at listening.
Well, and that's something that I hold true to myself. Is I love the Karate Kid movie because there's a point in there where it talks about there are no bad students, only bad teachers. And it's not to bash the teachers, but some teachers really, sometimes you do choose something that is not really your benefit in your profession. Don't you think, Mary?
I think so. I think sometimes there's definitely people out there that choose to be teachers that are definitely not teachers.
Exactly.
And I think that it's better when you do get somebody that has a love for teaching and a love for the people they are teaching, because you know the difference. And they may not even be the most intelligent teachers, but they're definitely the ones on your favorite list because they're the ones that reach you. Take the extra moments to help you out.
Yeah, very good point. Now, Mary, for those of you, Mary is a fantastic musician and teacher. Now, what got you into that, Mary? Is it by default, or did you feel like you've had enough with the society of working,
Well, I worked for other
or?
people many years, and I had come to the realization, I feel like the Lord led me to this realization, and that's that I am a teacher, and I'm a music teacher, and that I needed to be doing this. And so as soon as I got to where I was doing it full-time, and I had to move to an area where I could do it full-time, then it was what I wanted. It was what I needed. It was the joy that made my life complete. So I feel like my life is really great now.
Wonderful. Oh, isn't that wonderful? It's about doing what you love. Do what you love and the money will follow, right?
That's right.
Okay, Mary, so we're just going to go ahead and ask you 3 more questions. And one of them is, what is it that you hate the most about ADHD?
I hate the loneliness sometimes. The loneliness is really bad. Because as a child, you're lonely because nobody understands what you're going through. But as an adult, you get lonely because, again, nobody really gets where you're at, except the other ADHD people. So it's good to connect with them.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. And so what two things do you absolutely love about having ADHD?
Well, I love the fact that I'm creative.
Very good,
I'm
yes.
an artist in every sense of the word. You know, I'm not just an artist with music. I'm an artist with cooking. I'm an artist with, you know, paints, you name it. With the gardening, I'm an artist. And
That's
so
right.
it allows
Your
me to be
creativity
creative.
comes into other areas of your life, doesn't
Right,
it?
right.
Not just one or two. That's
Right.
what's great about it.
It's
It's
good.
about moving outside of the box, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so our third question is, what one thing could you tell our kids or our teachers or our students, one thing that you feel most passionate about that you would like for them to get? That it isn't maybe a death sentence, or it isn't, we're choosing to look at it maybe in a negative way.
I think the one thing I'd like them to get is that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and guess what? It's not a train.
I like
It's really not a train. You just have to hang in there. Don't give up. Don't, just decide the end of the world is now, because that's a really bad way to think, because tomorrow you'll change your mind. Something good will happen.
Oh, very good
Yeah.
point. I love that. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and leave with that note. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for tuning in today, and check back with us. You never know who we're going to interview. It might be